Numbers are absolutely staggering. Most of you know them because you've seen them. One of the wonderful things that has happened at the BC Hockey Hall of Fame over the years is the team category has provided so many groups with an opportunity to get together, to have a reunion, to have some fun together, and to take a walk down memory lane together. And we were so excited when we heard that the only players from the Penticton Vees run of 11 and 12 that weren't able to make it are still playing hockey, as most of these players are. And a few of them had to get back to training camp or go to Europe. It was an incredible turnout. It's so good to see so many of their fans here. So good to see their billet families here. That was a tremendous season, and the Penticton Vees have skated into the British Columbia Hockey Hall of Fame. There are few teams in hockey that can ever match the success and the winning ways of the national junior champion 2011-12 Penticton Vees. The hockey world took notice as the Vees didn't just set records, they shattered them. From November 11th through March the 9th, over 4 months, the Vees didn't lose a game. Winning 42 straight times, eclipsing the previous mark of 29, their 110 points in a 60-game season was a league record. The Vees won 54 of 60 games during the season, scored over 5 goals a game, and allowed barely 2. Yet the national championship didn't come easy. Penticton actually lost its first 2 games of the RBC Cup before regrouping to win the championship over Woodstock, New Brunswick. Overall, the Vees won 74 of 86 games played that season. They won the Fred Page and Doyle Cups before the national championship, and when the ice chips settled, they were the best of 133 junior teams in 10 years. The Penticton Vees of 2012 to the BC Hockey Hall of Fame in the team category. It was a thought to do something a little different tonight for this presentation because of where we are and who is being presented with this award. One of the things that we were talking about as we led up to the event and we knew we were going to be able to have the event again was about, where all the guys would stay when they came into town, and it was quickly pointed out to me that many of them had places to stay, that we wouldn't need hotel rooms, that billet families were opening their homes, and most of the guys who didn't stay with their billet families visited them. And so I thought, you know what, that's pretty cool 10 years later. And really, when you think about it, it's one of the understated backbones of hockey. The billet. Without billets, so many road trips. I remember them from my minor hockey days. If you didn't have a billet, you couldn't go on the road because we didn't get to stay in motels. So, in honor of all billet families, particularly in British Columbia, I'd like to invite down to the stage to present the Penticton Vees with their induction into the British Columbia Hockey Hall of Fame, longtime Vees billet family, Stephanie and Michael Bryden. And now let's bring all the Vees up with them.
We love you, boys!
We love you, Vees! Go, Vees, go!
Let's go, Vees!
Go, Vees, go!
Let's go, Vees!
Let's go, Vees!
Woo!
I want the photo now.
Oh, I've been doing it.
Look at Joey. Still
Cody's still short.
And there's more.
Yes,
staff.
there is.
Come on.
Get up there, Mert. Yeah, Mert. Woo!
What are you painting, man?
Yeah, hang up those pants, buddy. Let's go, Murray!
Mr. Hockey.
Woo!
Oh, that's Joe. Where's that man? No.
Here they are, folks.
Yeah! Let's go, Bees!
And here's their coach and general manager, Fred Hopkinson.
Yeah, Freddie!
There you go, Murph. Thank you. I want to obviously start by thanking the BC Hockey Hall of Fame Selection Committee, all the volunteers, everybody that puts this event on. It's something that we've missed the last couple of years. Pat Boyer, who I've known for a long, long time, growing up in Calgary, has really done an amazing job here in this facility with the hall. It's gives us another recruiting piece when we bring players through here, so it's something that I really appreciate. Clearly, congratulations to all the other inductees. It's an honor to share this evening with all of you. It's like I said, it's amazing. And then, clearly, I want to thank everybody that's standing behind me. It's outstanding. I mean, you can kind of see how much it matters to us that this many staff and players and obviously the volunteers and fans and billets that are in the stands, what it means to our organization. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah!
I've been here 15 years, and everybody knows in Penticton, the history and tradition of this program goes way back, and we've been very fortunate in this city to have some amazing, outstanding teams that go back to this, the senior team in '55 that won the World Championship. The '86 Knights are actually in the Hall of Fame already and won the Centennial Cup, and Rick Kozebak is somebody that I still stay really close with. It's somebody that we, I really leaned on actually during this season, in that 2012 season, and we just won our 13th BC championship this past
Yes,
season.
we did!
And,
Woo!
and we've been fortunate to win 5 of them in my time here. And you know what? And just like you listen to Jeff there with the Cooney Ice, every championship team has its own little story, unique memories, as he mentioned. And I think it's clear with this group here, the 42-game winning streak is. You don't want to say it overshadowed the championship. Like Joey Bennick's goal, 52 seconds, amazing. And
Woo! That boy, Joey!
But the 42-game winning streak is something that I think at the time we didn't even realize what we were doing. It's something we talked about at the end of that year that we would look at years later, which we are tonight. And I think there's too many memories when you talk about winning 70-some games. But when you think about that winning streak, to be honest, I can remember the game that we lost right before it started. It was November 5th. A Merritt player a winger went blowing down this lane right in front of me actually, and put it over our goaltender's shoulder. And about a minute into overtime, and we lose the game. And then we go on to win 42. I think it was March 10th or whatever it was, where we lose the next game. And the interesting story there is that the next day I was almost removed as coach of this team at that point. And it wasn't because Graham tried to fire me; it's because my wife went into labor. And a lot of people don't realize this is. That day during labor, I was in the middle of a 3-way deal for Bryce Gervais, but one of the guys that wasn't able to come here. And my phone kept ringing and ringing. And during the whole process, and the nurses are looking at me, wife was saying things that I've never heard before. And I have to say, Heidi, thank you, but Jervs did tie the game with 10 minutes to go.
Yes, he did.
In the national championship game, even though he wasn't here, he scored 42 goals. So, there you go. I guess I was right on that. But all seriousness, currently, we're very proud of our brand recognition in hockey. And I really believe, a lot of people can say what they want, but I believe that this team here, it's not taking anything away from anything that's been done before them or after them, but this team here is the team that really put our program on the map in today's day. they played the game the right way. We had a little bit of everything. You know, we had one of the toughest players in the league. We had speed, we had depth, we had goaltending. Every single guy, you know, there was no drama. They didn't come in my room and complain about what role they were playing. They just wanted to play. They cared about each other, and it shows by how many guys showed up tonight, obviously.
And the right coach.
It's honestly really hard to measure, you know, what they've done for our program, what they've done for me as a coach, what they've done for this city. And in sports, you know, obviously, we always are, you know, gauged on what you do in the playoffs a lot of times. That's how they, you know, measure success. And, you know, and the banners that are, you know, that are hanging in your building. And these guys did everything they could there. And so obviously they were successful, you know, during that season. But the thing for me, like last night, you know, we had some time to get together and we had all the trophies and everything else, and I'm talking to the players. But honestly, for me, one of the things that we talk about here is I believe in junior hockey. You know, I mean, obviously in pro, you have to win, and we have to win at this level too. But I think what your people do once they leave your program should be just as important to gauge that success. And honestly, like last night, I'm sitting there talking to these guys, and every single one of them have had their own path. You know, some of them are still playing hockey, some of them aren't. They have different titles. Some of them are businessmen, some are husbands, some are fathers, but all of them are successful. And it's something that me, Graham, the entire staff are very proud of, and we've had staff members go on and do bigger and better things. But you know, they were so successful back in 2012, and it's amazing to see 10 years later they're even more successful now. I'm real proud of you guys.
Woo! Let's go, Bees!
So again, I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to allow our captain. Obviously, it's always the players that win the championships, and I think Logan Johnson's a great story. He was a local player here, and over the years we haven't had a ton of local players, but Logan's dad, his uncle played for this program, and that was another neat thing about this team. Grant Nicholson, Bob played here at the Broncos, Cody DePort,
Yeah, Cody!
Johnny won a championship. So a lot of neat stories, but I want Logan to come up and say a few words as our captain.
Yeah, Logan! Let's go, bud! Woo!
Thank you. So I'm going to keep it short. I want to start with something that I've been asked a few times is what worked, particularly for that year, obviously for that year. For the next generation, I think there's obviously all the things you can see on paper, but I witnessed it last night. We were having a drink out of the cup again, and every guy stood around in a circle, and there was nobody that wanted to go up and do it first. And it wasn't about being nervous or anything like that. I think this whole group was late to take credit and early to take blame. And that adds up over time. And I just like, for the next generation, buying into the whole group. And we had an amazing team that other guys could have gone other places, played on the first line, all across the board pretty much. But everybody bought in and sacrificed that year for that goal. And then secondary, I want to thank the community and the fans.
Woo!
Taking care of the forest so we can take care of the trees, and it all adds up together. And it was a heck of a lot of fun on our part, and I believe it was on your guys' part too. It's a positive thing to get to participate. So thank you very much on behalf of us, and hope you have a great evening.
Yeah, Logan!
One more time,
Woo!
2011-12 Penticton Bees in the British Columbia